Hey everybody, welcome to Slash Bash, where today I am bringing you another Choosing Beggar Reddit video. If you are new to the channel, then subscribe and click on notifications so you don't miss out on the fun. In our first story, a Choosing Beggar brother-in-law who gets mad when he can't sponge off you anymore. Let's jump right in. So for context and backstory, my husband and I used to work at our local casino. After we had worked there a couple of months, my Choosing Beggar brother-in-law wanted to apply for a job at our casino. He said he could get rides to work with us and we could spend more time together. We were supportive to a point. We told him getting a job at the casino just because we worked there wasn't necessary. We certainly didn't say he had to get a job there. My husband and I were a bit apprehensive because we were already spending a lot of money on gas for travel. We were spending over $200 every 2 weeks in fuel just to get to work. It was about 40 to 50 minutes from my husband's grandmother's place where we are living. We are staying with her until we can find a better situation. Either we will find something we can afford which will allow us to keep all our pets, or my husband's grandmother will finish up an apartment she plans to rent to us. We have a multitude of fish split between 6 tanks. They are not all with us at the moment as there is not room in grandmother's house for all of them. We also have a puppy we got in January and a horse that we board close to the casino. Anyway, my Choosing Beggar brother-in-law knew how much we were spending on gas and how tight our budget was for bills, rent, board, and other expenses. For example, we pay half of the electric and water because adding 5 fish tanks increases them significantly. He said he understood and that when he started getting paid again, he'd give us $20 a week, so $40 out of each paycheck. We get paid bi-weekly. That doesn't cover even half of the fuel cost, but at least it's something. About a month and a half into all of us working at the casino, a co-worker told us of another place she worked that was looking for employees. They needed a full-time and a part-time person, and the pay would be more or about the same as we were getting at the casino. This sounded like a great idea as this new job was only 10 minutes away from us in a neighboring town. If my husband could make more as a full-time employee than he was making at the casino, and I could make about the same, then it was worth at least putting in an application. When we told Choosing Beggar brother-in-law about it, he pitched a fit. How dare we try to look for better jobs? That would mean he would have to find his own way to work. At this point, he had finally started to receive paychecks, but he had still not paid us a penny towards gas. We let it slide at the time since he was moving into an apartment with another coworker, so he had moving costs and rent to save up for. A couple weeks go by and we hear back from the company. They want to interview me and my husband. So early one morning, we go and interview. They tell us that they'd let us know their decision in about a week or 2. Typical hurry up and wait. Fast forward a few weeks. I hadn't heard anything about me being hired for part-time, but they wanted to hire my husband for a full-time position. Oh well, I guess I'll just stay at the casino. It is possible for me to work similar hours to my brother-in-law. Then I can continue to take him to work, and I also have to take my husband to and from work. I should mention we only have one vehicle, and out of all 3 of us, I'm the only one allowed to drive. My husband's license is suspended until maybe late 2021, unless they extend it even more, and my brother-in-law doesn't have a license because he never learned to drive. So I'm the dutiful wife stuck as taxi driver. When I take my husband to his first day of work orientation, I found out I was hired too. Awesome! Now we both have a new job close to home. My husband and I both resigned from the casino. My brother-in-law flipped out when he heard we got the jobs. He kept going on about how we better make sure our schedules worked with his so he could get to work on time, and we better not just drop him now, and stuff like that. We work in the early morning to early afternoon now, and he works in the afternoon to evening, and with me being part-time, I sometimes got out early. I made sure on the days my brother-in-law worked, I'd get out a little early so that I could take him to work. This was going to work out great, right? Wrong. The first week we started at our new jobs, we had to start anywhere between 5 a.m. and 7 a.m., which meant getting up around 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. We have to get to work early because we have to take a shower coming in and going out, as we work in a biosecure area. If you're curious, we work in an agricultural place working with ducks. That's all I can say. We honestly really love our jobs now and love working with the animals. We have to make sure we don't bring in any possible illnesses or germs or take them out with us, which is completely understandable. My choosing beggar brother-in-law works usually between 4 p.m. to 11:30 p.m., and since we have to travel about an hour one way, at night I would have to leave around 10:30 p.m. to get there in time. Since we had to go slightly out of our way on a regular route to get home to take him home, we sometimes didn't get home until 1 o'clock in the morning. If we didn't get a nap in before having to leave to get him from work, we would only get about 3 to 5 hours of sleep. Not cool. After that first week, my husband and I agreed that my brother-in-law would have to start finding rides home from work because not having enough sleep was already killing us. I can't tell you how many times I almost fell asleep while driving because I was so damn tired. Once I'm awake, I'm awake. If I take a nap, I won't get to sleep at night, unlike my husband who can fall asleep at the drop of a hat. I was really afraid of driving, so sleep-deprived. As expected, when we told him, my choosing beggar brother-in-law flipped out once again. We were so mean to him, and this was getting ridiculous, and he knew this was going to happen. Now that he would have to ask around for a ride home, we were going to ruin his entire life. The nerve of us wanting to get some sleep before work. We were totally the bad guys because we wanted a better life. At this time, 2 months in, he still hasn't paid us a penny towards gas. My brother-in-law started trying to find rides home, which was good. He also had a couple weeks where he worked overtime, so he made a decent paycheck. Decent for him anyways. It was the most he'd ever made in one paycheck, according to him. I'm thinking, great, now I can get some gas money, but when I brought it up to him, he said, "Oh, sorry. I've never had that much money in my account before, so I went on a shopping spree and got stuff I really wanted with the leftover money from bills. I'll get you my next paycheck, though." I was livid. I told him he was foolish to spend his money like that. He should have given me some money towards gas because he hasn't given me anything since this all started. He just brushed me off, saying since I wasn't forcing him to give me anything before, he thought I would just let it slide. He didn't think I was really serious about him paying me gas money. What? Of course I was serious. I'm not going to just spend over $100 a week in gas and not expect you to chip in. We argued back and forth, and 2 weeks later, when he got his next check, he gave me some boo-hooing story about how he didn't pay his full rent and now he couldn't because he didn't have enough money. He didn't make as much on this paycheck, so he couldn't afford to give me any money. I told him either give me something or I was going to stop driving him altogether. After a couple of days, he gives me $10. Okay, it's something, but I needed $30 more for him to show he was going to keep his word. Then things slowed down at my new job, to the point where I'm only working maybe 1 day a week. Thankfully, my husband is still working full-time hours. We just sent about half our flock out to our main farm for processing, so where we needed 5 or 6 people, now we only need the 3 full-time people and only some occasional extra help. 2 days ago, I started another part-time job, although unfortunately it pays less and will only get me an extra 8 to 20 hours a week, if that. It helps, but our income has still suffered a major decrease from when we were working at the casino. As of last week, I told my brother-in-law if he didn't start paying the money towards gas, we would cut him off. I explained that now we are only pulling in about $1,700 to $1,900 roughly every month, from nearly $4,000 per month. Big decrease. With all of our bills, our budget is just over $1,300 a month, not including gas, my husband's cigarettes, food for us and animals, and anything else we need. I told my Choosing Beggar brother-in-law all this, and he straight up said he didn't care, and we were still going to have to take him to work. With that response, I told my brother-in-law that right now, we were no longer able to take him to work at all. This is where the stuff hit the fan. He went off on how we flipped up his life, how he's going to get fired because now that he can't be a dependable employee, and how embarrassing it is that he has to ask around for a ride home. He's such a spoiled brat. He can't handle the real world and blames everyone except himself for his problems. Last night, he started biking from where he lives to the casino, then switched towards where his mom lives until she picked him up. Clearly, he only told her his side of the story because she posted on Facebook saying, "My son just had to bike this amount of miles until I could pick him up. Some people do things without thinking about how they affect others, and it's pissing me off." She's kind of an entitled mother and he's her entitled kid. She tries to protect him from everything. I so badly wanted to comment that there were two sides to the story and explain myself, but I didn't because I'm going to be the better person here. Finally this morning, my Choosing Beggar brother-in-law had the audacity to message me asking for me to take him to work tomorrow, now that his bike is at his mom's, otherwise he wouldn't ask. Right. I gave him a hard pass, and then I lit into him with no regrets. There is no way in hell that's going to happen. He's probably not even going to give me the other $30 he owes me. Just over 4 months of driving him to and from work for a lousy $10 and zero appreciation. No thank you. It is not worth my time or my sanity. Things aren't perfect for us right now, but I am sure that things will turn around with some hard work. It helps to have this deadbeat off our backs. This is John from /bash. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video and want to see more of them, then please hit that subscribe button. We'd love for you to drop a like, share it with your friends, and we will see you in the next one.